the focal point will be the decision made by Sean McVay, 4th and 1, close to the end zone, outside the 10, in that general area. I don't remember the specific yardage, but it was 4th and 1, and they were right. As soon as the third down play ended, here we are, just outside the 10. There's the 4th and 1 play. But when the third down play ended, Sean McVay is barking his commands into his microphone, using the play sheet to, because it's so loud from the 49ers fans, he's got to really be loud. And it was such a weird sequence because it seemed like he's determined he's going to go for it. And then they put the offense out there and they do the whole let's see if they jump offside thing. And then for a second, I don't know if you caught it, it's like Matthew Stafford came back like he was going to snap it. And then when he started to walk away, I thought, are they going to do a direct snap to Kyron Williams here? One of those old dipsy-do plays where they catch everybody off guard.
Exactly.
And I thought, okay, they're kicking the field goal. They took the timeout, and then, wait, they're coming out again. Like, it was weird. The whole thing was weird, and it felt clunky. And I like the decisiveness. It was a Dan Campbell level of decisiveness, but it was far from a Dan Campbell level of execution when it's time to go do the play. We showed the clip of the play there repeatedly. That was just a bad play. For such a dynamic offense, you're just going to bang it into the middle and hope you can gain a yard when you have all those options, when you have the ultimate weapon in Puka Nacua and a quarterback in Matthew Stafford who still has it, even at age 37. You're just going to bang it into the middle and hope. I didn't like that at all.
Well, I didn't think the call was that bad. I thought it was a great play by the safety. Siegel, 36. Fantastic play. Because you've seen the Rams run that play. When we just showed it there, that replay, you could see it. If 36 doesn't come up there, he'll probably pick up a first down. Not the worst play. And as much as I got to try to be consistent on this, as much as I rail against shotgun at the goal line or, overthinking a yard. Hey, why not just, he should be able to pick up a yard with a decent offensive line and a decent back. I like that it was a simple running play that if not for a great play from the safety, I think they picked that up. But my bigger question is, I wonder why he did it there. Because this is not the Green Bay Dallas game where time was a factor too. You're running down and you're running out of time if you're Green Bay, and you've just got to get something before overtime expires. I think it was like 5 minutes left, right? When it went for
they got the ball. They got the ball back at about I think with 5 minutes and change. The Rams did. There was, and I've got it right here, Michael. It was down when they went for it. Right? Wait, hang on. I got to get the right period here. I got the game book that has the full breakdown of when he was done. 3:41 was on the clock. 3:41.
3:41
was on the clock.
Okay.
And
maybe
you've got to do the whole analytics exercise in a compressed time frame. And I suspect that Sean McVay has someone who is telling him what the percentages are, kick the field goal, go for it. But, one very important reality. Joshua Karty, the kicker, had a rough night. Missed a 53-yarder, which used to be, okay, it's a 53-yarder. Now 53-yarder is a chip shot. You miss a 53-yarder, what the hell's wrong with you? Right? That's just the way it is. Then he had the extra point blocked, and that's an indictment on the entire unit. It's not like the kicker is aiming for the ass of the offensive lineman. But that was the latest block kick suffered by the LA Rams, 4th of the year. And then you start overtime with the guy who is the master of the dirty ball, putting those kicks just inside the 20, twisting up the return specialist. And, man, what a way to start overtime if you could pin the 49ers deep. Mac Jones had been banged around. Maybe we can stop them, and they'll punt, and then short field goal, touchdown, we win. I wonder whether McVay made the decision to go for it because he didn't trust as much as he needed to his kicker to make it. Because you got two different questions there. Do we keep the ball and go for the touchdown? Do we take the 3 and give the ball back to them? But embedded in that question is, how automatic is the 3? So you throw on top of the possibility that with 3:40 to play, the 49ers have more than enough time to drive down for an Eddie Pinheiro game winner. First, Karty's got to make it. And there's an alternate universe where Sean McVay kicks that field goal and it gets blocked. And the final score is still 26-23. So I think that the simple question of go or kick may have been influenced by Karty missing. He missed it by 7 yards, putting the ball into the landing zone. 7 yards.
Terrible.
That's a fireable offense for some coaches. 7 yards.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Mike. To answer the question, we'll know what McVay was thinking based on the transactions over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
So we will.
Yes.
Hey, if he cuts the kicker, then there's our answer. If he cuts the kicker today or tomorrow, it's okay. They didn't trust him. You're that close. If you can't trust your kicker from there, then you should just get another kicker. I mean, that is that's probably the easiest kick you're going to get. You know,
But we just saw one of those blocked earlier. That's the thing. It goes 20-20. When it goes 20-20, and it was a little bit longer because they snapped from the 15, not from the 11. But It's 20-20, and the thing gets blocked. That's the most recent memory of what Karty did, on top of missing the landing zone by 7 yards. I haven't seen one land that short. And this is a guy that's been doing it. You know, last week when the Cardinals tried the dirty ball for the first time in the game, the true hit inside the 20 and let it skitter wherever, okay, I get it. The guy missed short. He hasn't done it. This guy's perfected it. So when the guy's perfected it and he misses that badly, it's on him because he just had a brain fart. He just failed under pressure. The crowd noise got to him, I guess. I don't know, but he failed. And McVay has to factor that into his decision as to whether or not he's going to kick the field goal there. Will he fail again? I've seen him perform twice now, although he did kick the game-tying field goal. I forgot about that, but they had no choice there. But I've seen him twice now in a fairly short period of time fail, and I don't want to see it again. I don't have the game riding on it.
Yeah, and if you look at them, if you're the Rams, you're Sean McVay and his staff, and you just think about the season right now, we go to Philadelphia, go to Philly. We have a big lead. It looked like we're about to clinch the game, and then we get a kick blocked and returned for a touchdown. So that ends that game in Philly where we had control of it for most of it. And then we're at home, kind of, against the 49ers, and we're missing extra points. We can't execute the little things. I mean, it must be tough for him to assess what he has. I think they got a really good team, but they won't go far with this with the sloppy details that they have, especially in the kicking game. I mean, they'll lose a handful of games that they shouldn't lose, and they'll make the playoffs, and they'll lose in the playoffs until they get this part fixed, because this is really potentially a fatal flaw for the Rams if they don't fix it.
Michael, I also think part of what crept into the thinking of Sean McVay, because the whole idea with choosing to kick to start overtime is that if the team that gets the ball first scores a touchdown and adds the 1 point PAT, we get the ball, we drive down, we score, we go for 2. And we're more likely to win than giving the ball back to them in true sudden death. We control the outcome here. We can go for 2. Now you have to have a 2-point play you feel good about. You may come into the game with 3. Maybe you've used them all. There's other factors that go beyond the basic math. But when they first changed the rule for the postseason, the idea was that just by a slim margin, you choose to kick, and if the team that gets the ball first scores 7 and you score you go for the win. And that was kind of a simulation of that because the 49ers got 3. So we can either take the 3 and give them the ball back in true sudden death with 3:40 to play, or we can essentially go for the win, even though that play wouldn't have secured the win, just the right to keep going with 1st and goal. I think that's probably the mindset. It didn't work, but I think that's the mindset. And, it all comes down to the execution of the play and the play call. I didn't like the play call. I agree with you. It was a great play by the safety, but you got too many weapons. And I know Kyren Williams, and look, he's trying to get redemption. He had that fumble. I think that may have been part of the thinking. There's so many ingredients to go into the stew that is the decision a coach has to make like that. But Kyren Williams, you think, oh, this is his chance. He had that key fumble. This is his opportunity. This is his moment. They were going in to score, and he got the ball punched out. And, you want to forget about that moment forever? You convert this 1st down. And, it didn't work. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.